Hi everyone, my name is Abhiraj Garakapati. Welcome to my YouTube channel Amazing Abhi.
Your journey into stories begins here.
A guard asks them to present their admission notices. Lin Zichen hands his over, but as Shen Qinghan searches for hers, the guard stops her. He recognizes Lin Zichen as the top student from the provincial exams, who recently made news for joining Tianrengei and allows them to pass without further checks. Inside, the campus is bustling with gene fursers and cyborgs, a common sight in this specialized area. After they both complete their registration paperwork, it is time to go to their separate dormitories. Shen Qinghan waves goodbye to Lin Zichen, promising to see him that evening before heading to her dorm in the Evolution Academy. Upon arriving at the Budo Academy, Lin Zichen is immediately swarmed by a group of enthusiastic female upperclassmen. They shower him with compliments about his good looks, offer to carry his bags, and eagerly ask for his contact information. Just then, a confident blonde senior steps forward, telling the others to back off, and volunteering to personally escort Lin Zichen to his dormitory. He gratefully accepts her offer. As they walk, the senior asks if he'd like to see the school's combat power rankings. She leads him to a display with two lists, the peak ranking for the top 500 students school-wide and the new student ranking for the top 100 freshmen. She explains that the top 3 students on the peak ranking are all powerful fourth years from the Evolution and Mechanical Academies. In contrast, only 3 students from the Budo Academy are on the list, and their ranks are much lower. The senior then tells him about a former star student from their academy, who, like him, was a top scorer on the entrance exams, and even made it to 6th place on the peak ranking. However, because she was a pure-blooded human, her progress eventually stalled, and she was surpassed by gene fusers and cyborgs. The senior reveals this person's name is Song Yuyan, and she is now an instructor at the academy, and a key researcher for Tianrengei, working as an assistant to Dean Liu Chuan-Wu. Soon, they arrive at his room. The senior leads him inside, revealing a spacious private apartment instead of a standard dorm room. She remarks with envy that being the top scorer comes with amazing benefits. Fanning herself, she then comments on how hot it was walking outside, and suggestively asks if she can use his shower. Lin Zichen, however, seems to miss the hint. He thanks her for her help and offers to buy her a milk tea from a shop across the way. The senior is left completely confused by his response, but agrees, wondering to herself why he didn't take the bait. After the senior student leaves, Lin Zichen stands alone in his new room, thinking to himself that by treating her to a drink, he'd has repaid the favor of her showing him the way. He then receives a text message from Shen Qinghan, who asks to see pictures of his dormitory. She has already sent him photos of her own accommodations, which are incredibly luxurious, and even include a private gym. Comparing her lavish apartment to his simple, single room, Lin Zichen feels a pang of envy, realizing how much wealthier the Evolution Academy is. He reluctantly takes a few pictures of his own modest room to send her. Upon seeing them, Shen Qinghan is surprised by how small his dorm is, and immediately suggests he move in with her, telling him her bed is even bigger than the one she has at home. Without a moment's hesitation, Lin Zichen grabs his suitcase and phone, declaring that he is on his way over immediately. As he leaves the Budo Academy dorms, he grumbles to himself about the stark difference in funding between the academies, feeling that his room, the best his school had to offer, is nothing compared to the student housing at the Evolution Academy. As he walks, he lets out a sigh, momentarily wondering if Dean Liu Chuan-Wu will truly be able to deliver on his promise of triple the benefits. When the elevator doors open at her floor, Shen Qinghan is there to greet him with a bright smile. She happily welcomes him into her spacious air-conditioned apartment. Looking around the clean, luxurious space, Lin Zichen comments that her master, Ma Dongjai, must care for her a great deal to provide such a place. Shen Qinghan agrees, saying her master treats her very well. Shen Qinghan stretches her arms out wide, joyfully declaring that this is now their little home, a place where they can be free without their parents around. A blushing Lin Zichen quickly tells her not to get too carried away with the idea. Announcing that she is sweaty from the move, she says she will shower first and begins to undress on the spot, leaving her clothes in a pile on the floor. Lin Zichen can only watch, asking her not to leave a mess. As she showers, A flustered Lin Zikan picks up her clothes. He decides to use the free time to check out the new university campus app he downloaded. He discovers an in-app store where students can use school credits to purchase resources for gene fusion and mechanical modification. He learns that there are 3 ways to earn these credits: placing on the school's power rankings, completing official school tasks, or achieving outstanding results and competitions. He realizes that for him, this will be even easier than earning money. His exploration is interrupted when Shen Xinghen calls out from the bathroom, asking him to bring her clothes in. He walks into the bathroom to give them to her, only to find her relaxing in the large bathtub. With a blush, she comments on how comfortable the water is and invitingly asks if he wants to join her. A blushing Lin Zikan hesitates, then decides it would be a waste of so much hot water for one person. He agrees to join her and takes off his clothes. In the tub, he offers to wash her back, and she happily accepts, promising him it will be her turn to wash his back. Later, after their bath and a meal, Lin Zikan meditates on the bed, while Shen Xinghen lies beside him. He begins the second stage of tempering his skin, using the blood tempering art. The process is grueling. He finds it much harder than the first time, taking 2 full hours just to temper his right hand. Curious, he asks Shen Xinghen for a sewing needle to test his skin's new strength. To her amazement, he presses the sharp needle against the back of his hand, but it cannot pierce the skin. A system notification confirms his skin's toughness is increasing. When he applies more pressure, the needle shatters against his hand. Shen Xinghen is in awe, exclaiming the blood tempering art is so incredible, it makes her want to pursue the pure blood path too. Lin Zikan then announces the next test: heat resistance. He calmly holds his hand over a lit stovetop flame. A system notification confirms his heat resistance is increasing. He reflects that it took over a minute before he felt a slight burning sensation, and concludes that with the blood tempering art and his system's attributes, he is on his way to achieving a saintly body. Just as Lin Zikan is relaxing, his phone buzzes with a new message from Liu Chuanwu, the dean of the Buddha Academy. The dean asks if he is settled in and invites him to visit the Tianren-Ge headquarters to familiarize himself with the environment and meet the other members. Lin Zikan agrees, and the dean instructs him to wait downstairs for someone to pick him up. Since he is not at his own dorm, Lin Zikan replies with Shen Xinghen's address. After receiving confirmation, he sighs and decides to head downstairs. He informs Shen Xinghen he has to go out for a while, explaining the dean invited him to the organization's headquarters. She encourages him to go ahead. Outside, he finds a shady spot under some trees. While leaning against a tree, he is noticed by a young man with spiky orange-brown hair. Before we move ahead, please take a second to like on this video. A like tells me that you enjoyed this topic. Your support helps Amazing Pi grow naturally. The young man approaches and recognizes him as Lin Zikan, the top provincial exam scorer who joined Tianren-Ge. Lin Zikan greets him, thinking to himself that he has become well known. The young man expresses his admiration for Lin Zikan's decision to forgo gene fusion for the pure blood path. He shares that he is also a freshman and grew up near Kyoto, where a similar research institute for pure-blooded humans once existed, but was shut down after 20 years of little progress. He passionately expresses his hope that the research at Shanghai University will succeed. Lin Zikan finds the guy a bit too talkative. The young man gives him a final thumbs up and an encouraging good luck before walking away. Shortly after, Lin Zikan hears the roar of an engine. He turns to see a woman in a helmet pulling up on a sleek red motorcycle. She asks if he is Lin Zikan, and after he confirms, she dismounts. Removing her helmet, she introduces herself as Song Yuyan, an instructor from the Budo Academy, and a researcher for Tianren-Ge, explaining she has come to take him to their headquarters. As they shake hands, Lin Zikan internally recalls her story as the former top student who chose the pure blood path. He gets on the back of her motorcycle, and she playfully advises him to hold on tighter. As they speed off, she asks if he is happy that a beautiful senior came to pick him up, to which he replies that it is an honor. Curious, she then asks why a student from the Budo Academy was waiting outside the luxurious dorms of the Evolution Academy. Lin Zikan casually explains that his girlfriend lives there and he has moved in with her. Hearing this, Song Yuyan laments her own love life, complaining that she has never even lived with a boy. Soon, they arrive at a large, modern building. Song Yuyan leads Lin Zikan to a building with a sign that reads, Pure Human Research Institute. She beckons him inside, and he asks if it's an abbreviation for the Pure-Blooded Human Research Institute. She shows him a common area for researchers to relax and offers him free drinks from a stocked refrigerator. As they walk through an empty hallway, Lin Zikan asks why no one else is around. Song Yuyan explains with a sigh that Tan Rangai is not well regarded by the university, so their funding is limited, and they can't afford a large staff. She reveals the entire organization consists of only Dean Liu Chuan-Wu, herself, Lin Zikan, and 3 fourth-year martial arts students. This shocks Lin Zikan, who now understands the large group of men in karate uniforms with the dean when they first met were just hired actors. Feeling a bit let down, he thinks that as long as he gets the promised triple benefits, nothing else matters. Song Yuyan then calls out to the dean, announcing she has brought Lin Zikan. A disheveled and exhausted-looking Liu Chuan-Wu appears and invites them into his cluttered office. Lin Zikan comments on the dean's haggard state. The dean explains he has been there for almost half a month, struggling to make a breakthrough in his research on the aperture opening chapter of the blood-tempering art with no progress. Despite his research struggles, Dean Liu Chuan-Wu gives Lin Zikan an encouraging thumbs up, confident that Lin Zikan's involvement will lead to great progress for the pure blood path. He then playfully boasts that his senior, Song Yuyan, was once the top scorer in the Kyoto entrance exams, and that his own physical test scores from his youth were even higher. Song Yuyan casually chides him to stop bragging. The dean's tone turns serious as he explains that with Song Yuyan's help, he finally broke through a decades-long plateau and completed his third body tempering. This breakthrough gave him the power, as an ordinary tier Roman 9 human, to defeat a high-level gene fuser. Putting his hands on both their shoulders, he assures Lin Zikan that with time, he has the potential to surpass even Song Yuyan. Changing the subject, Liu Chuan-Wu asks about Lin Zikan's progress with the blood tempering art. He questions if Lin Zikan has managed to learn blood control and reach the required ordinary tier Roman 4 to begin skin tempering. Lin Zikan calmly confirms he has. Pleased, the dean assigns Song Yuyan as his mentor, explaining that with her guidance, he should be able to complete his first skin tempering by the end of the semester. He notes that she herself accomplished this in just 3 months. Song Yuyan confidently accepts. However, Lin Zikan interrupts, plainly stating a mentor won't be necessary. He reveals that he already completed the first round of skin tempering during his summer vacation. This shocking announcement leaves both Liu Chuan-Wu and Song Yuyan completely stunned and speechless, wondering if they heard him correctly. Song Yuyan finds it impossible that Lin Zikan could have mastered the complex art of skin tempering on his own over the summer. Lin Zikan casually explains that the book had detailed instructions, and he just studied it for a few days, though he internally admits it only took him half an hour. Still skeptical, Dean Liu Chuan-Wu asks to examine his hand to confirm. Before presenting his arm, Lin Zikan discreetly activates his natural camouflage ability, deciding to mask his true power. He sets his visible, biological level to ordinary tier V, just high enough to be consistent with having completed 1 round of skin tempering. He then allows the dean to inspect his arm. The moment Liu Chuan-Wu touches him, both he and Song Yuyan are left speechless. The dean confirms in amazement that Lin Zikan has indeed completed a full skin tempering. Still shocked, Liu Chuan-Wu asks what his current biological level is. Feigning nervousness, Lin Zikan tells him it is ordinary tier V. This revelation sends the dean into pure ecstasy. He throws his hands in the air and shouts that Lin Zikan is a peerless genius, and the future of the pure blood path is secure. Overjoyed, he pulls a surprised Lin Zikan into a tight hug, declaring that with such a talent, they will surely break through the limits of ordinary beings. Watching them, Song Yuyan reflects that there is always someone more talented. She smiles, thinking it is good to have a more capable person leading their cause. Filled with renewed hope, she excitedly suggests to the dean that they should immediately publicize Lin Zikan's potential to attract more talented individuals and secure more funding. However, Liu Chuan-Wu immediately rejects the idea. He sternly explains that Lin Zikan's abilities must be kept a secret for now, as suddenly revealing his progress on the pure blood path could expose him to danger. The dean elaborates that their strategy should be quality, not quantity. Now that they have a prodigy like Lin Zikan, they must concentrate all their resources on helping him break through the ordinary biological barrier. When Song Yuyan raises concerns about finances, the dean reassures her. He promises to use all his connections to gather the necessary evolution resources. His plan is to wait until Lin Zikan's power is undeniable, find him a powerful backer, and only then begin to promote the ideals of Tian Rengai. Song Yuyan praises the dean's thoughtful planning, and he proudly accepts the compliment. Lin Zikan listens quietly, thinking how shocked they would be if they knew his true power, that he has already at ordinary tier Roman 9, has completed tempering his flesh and bones, and is in the middle of his second tempering cycle. The dean then informs Lin Zikan that he no longer needs to attend basic classes at the Buddha Academy. Instead, he will work directly at the Research Institute with Song Yuyan as his assistant. An annoyed Song Yuyan clenches her fist, protesting that making her an assistant to a junior is an insult. The dean dismisses her concerns, telling her pride is worthless in their research. Changing the subject, he announces that the following afternoon, the university will hold a freshman trial to determine the new king, the strongest first year. He confidently tells Lin Zikan that with his abilities, the title is practically his. He encourages him to participate to bring honor to the Buddha Academy, offering a reward of 10 kai and blood pills. When this fails to elicit a reaction, he adds that the winner will also receive 10 school credits. The mention of credits immediately grabs Lin Zikan's full attention. Soon, the day of the freshman assembly arrives and a large crowd of students gathers in the university auditorium as Lin Zikan and Shen Xinghan sit together. Before we move ahead, please take a second to share on this video. Sharing helps this video reach friends who may also enjoy anime, gaming, travel, cricket, chess, career basics, or personal stories. Your support helps Amazing Apai grow naturally. They become the subject of gossip among other students, who recognize Lin Zikan as the top scorer who joined Tian Renj, and wonder about his relationship with their goddess Shen Xinghan. Their conversation is interrupted by a familiar face. The talkative, spiky-haired freshman from before approaches, and asks if Lin Zikan remembers him. Lin Zikan confirms he does. Leaning in, the freshman points at both of them and bluntly asks what their relationship is. Holding a engaged childhood sweetheart who planned to marry after graduation, this news seems to disappoint the freshman, who can only manage a forced smile. As the assembly continues, the auditorium fills with other first-year students. In the crowd, a girl with dark hair, purple tips, and cat-like ears sits quietly. She turns and gives Lin Zikan an intense somber stare. He notices her gaze, feeling a slight sense of unease. Meanwhile, the talkative freshman has returned to his seat and is chatting animatedly with his neighbors. Soon, a man at a podium announces the start of the ceremony and calls for the freshman representative to come to the stage. To everyone's surprise, it is the talkative, spiky-haired freshman who stands up. As he confidently walks toward the stage, other students murmur in disbelief. They question why he, with his dyed hair and chatty personality, was chosen as the representative, a role usually reserved for the strongest student, who they had assumed would be a gene fuser. The freshman is pleased by their reaction. He thinks this is the perfect opportunity to make a big impression. Taking the microphone, he begins his speech by asking the crowd if they have heard of Li Yijin. Lin Zikan internally scoffs, thinking that everyone knows about the famous genius from Kyoto. Continuing his speech, the freshman reveals that the famous prodigy Li Yijin has an equally talented younger brother. He explains this brother was the top scorer in the Kyoto entrance exams, boasting a 16% gene fusion compatibility and the highest national physical test scores, tying with the top scorer from Nanjing province. With a confident smile, he then dramatically reveals that he is that very brother, Li Mo-yu. He goes on to declare that he and his older brother made a pact to dominate the records at Shanghai and Kyoto universities. To demonstrate his power, Li Mo-yu unleashes the full force of his biological pressure, announcing that this is the power of an ordinary Tier V being. The entire auditorium is overwhelmed by the immense aura, and the other students gasp in shock, realizing the vast gap between their own abilities and those of a true genius. Pleased with their reaction, Li Mo-yu smugly tells everyone to remember his name. Back in the audience, Shen Xinghan whispers to Lin Zikan, mocking Li Mo-yu's arrogance and commenting that he has no idea Lin Zikan could defeat him with a single finger. Lin Zikan simply tells her to keep a low profile, and she playfully agrees. After Li Mo-yu's speech, The announcer invites the next speaker to the stage. Zhou Hong, the president of the student council, a young man with dark blue hair, walks to the podium where the announcer hands him a script. Addressing the crowd, Zhou Hong introduces himself and states he has 3 important things to share. First, he explains that student discipline is managed by the student council, which holds significant authority. Second, he announces the student council will recruit 10 new members from the freshman class next semester, with the sole requirement being strength. He advises them to use the next few months to prove their abilities. Finally, he issues a stark warning. Shanghai University's inner campus is a ruthless environment where strength is everything. Bullying of lower-classmen by upperclassmen is common. He tells everyone to be mentally prepared. After delivering his main points, Zhou Hong's expression darkens. He declares that before he leaves the stage, he wants to give everyone a taste of the power of an advanced beating. He then unleashes an overwhelming wave of biological pressure that crushes the entire auditorium. The freshmen are immediately overwhelmed, gasping for air and crying out in pain under the immense force. Lin Zichun sits beside Shenjin Han as the oppressive pressure from the student council president, Zhou Hong, lifts. Lin Zichun notes that while the pressure from an advanced being is powerful, from this distance, it's no threat to him as he has reached ordinary tier 9. Meanwhile, the other freshmen recover, expressing relief that the display only lasted for 5 seconds and remarking on how terrifying the strength of an advanced being is. Once Zhou Hong leaves the stage, Ma Dongji addresses the students. She announces a freshman trial will begin after the assembly. The rules are simple. In the center of the gym is a large stage, and the first student to remain on it alone for over 1 minute will be crowned this year's new king. The reward is 100 school credits, 10 times more than the previous year. In the stands, a couple of upperclassmen arrogantly comment that the top 10 spots are always taken by their genius class, and this year will be no different. This sparks a murmur among the ordinary class students. A special rule is then revealed. If a single student from outside the genius class places in the top 10, all non-genius freshmen will receive 1 school credit. The students get excited as they calculate that 1 credit is worth 10,000 yuan, realizing if they work together, they all stand to gain. Seizing the moment, Yu, gets on stage and takes the microphone. He introduces himself and reminds everyone that his classmate, Lin Zichun, is the province's top scorer and the strongest among the ordinary students. He proposes that all ordinary students join forces to attack the genius class, clearing a path to help Lin Zichun secure a top 10 spot. All eyes turn to Lin Zichun, who remains seated and composed. Inspired, the ordinary students rise with determination, shouting their support and vowing to clear a path for him. Meanwhile, a group of faculty, including Liu Chuan-Wu, Mo Dongji, and Ma Zhai, watch from a distance. Liu Chuan-Wu remarks to Zhou Hong that he was being too petty with his earlier display. Ma Zhai interjects, asking Liu if it was necessary to take his anger out on Lai Mo Yu's younger brother just because Wu Tancheng defeated him. He adds sarcastically that when it comes to being petty, no one at the university can compare to Liu Chuan-Wu. Liu Chuan-Wu calmly replies that his pettiness is directed only at the person involved, never their family. Liu Chuan-Wu taunts Dean Ma Zhai, asking if he heard his daughter performed exceptionally well on her entrance exams. Ma Zhai replies she was the 3rd highest scorer in Kyoto. Standing beside them, Zhou Hong suggests Ma Zhai's daughter should join the student council, promising to personally cultivate her as a future leader. Ma Zhai agrees, asking Zhou Hong to look after his daughter, to which Zhou Hong replies he takes care of any student with genius potential. Down in the arena, students speculate on who will become the new king, with most considering the 2 top freshmen Lai Mo Yu and Ma Yi as the main contenders. One student argues Lai Mo Yu is the clear favorite, as his biological level is already ordinary tier 5. However, another points out that while Ma Yi's scores were slightly lower, she successfully fused with Shadow Cat genes during the summer, so her actual combat strength might not be less than Lai Mo Yu's. A third student dismisses this, believing her fusion was only partial and her power increase is limited. Their debate is cut short when Liu Chuan-Wu's voice, declaring that neither Lai Mo Yu nor Ma Yi will become the new king. As the others look on, in shock, Liu Chuan-Wu continues with a confident grin, proclaiming that the true new king will be a member of his Tan Ren Gai. Lin Zichen. Ma Xiai immediately fires back in anger, questioning how that could be possible. He points out that Lin Zichen's physical test data didn't even place him in the top 10. He scoffs at the idea, accusing Liu Chuanwu of making baseless boasts. Liu Chuanwu calmly asks if Ma Xiai does not believe him and challenges him to a bet. Furious, Ma Xiai immediately accepts, shouting that he's not afraid. They agree to wager 100 school credits, with Ma Xiai warning Liu Chuanwu not to go back on his word. Hearing the challenge, Liu Chuanwu invites the other staff to place bets. A powerful-looking Gene Fuser asks a senior professor, School Director Chen, if he's willing to wager 1,000 credits, and the director agrees. Watching this, Ma Xiai grows suspicious. He wonders how the old man can be so confident, speculating if he's trying to get Lai Mo Yu to throw the match. He quickly dismisses the thought, remembering his own daughter is also competing. His face contorts in fury as he tries to understand Liu Chuanwu's strategy. A final, unsettling thought crosses his mind. Could Lin Zichen actually become the new king? He immediately dismisses the notion as impossible, a figure in a sleek red and black. Before we move ahead, please take a second to like on this video. A like tells me that you enjoyed this topic. Your support helps Amazing Pi grow naturally. Cyborg Suit, the dean of the Mechanical Academy, approaches Dean Ma Xiai. She remarks that the provincial top scorer Lin Zichen was originally his student in the Evolution Academy, and asks if he isn't upset that Dean Liu Chuanwu poached him. Ma Xiai replies dismissively, stating his academy has many students like that. The cyborg dean smiles knowingly. She points out that she heard Ma Xiai also poached the only 3 senior students from Tan Renji, suggesting his claim of not caring is just a front for his planned revenge. Meanwhile, on the balcony, Liu Chuanwu thinks with glee about the bets. He calculates that with 9 people betting 100 credits and 1 betting 1,000, he is about to make a massive profit. As the faculty watches, the trial begins. A huge crowd of ordinary students rushes onto the main stage, shouting their intent to defeat the genius class. The floor erupts into a chaotic brawl. Lin Zichen stands apart, calmly observing. He internally notes many genius class students rely on their hygiene fusion compatibility scores rather than actual skill. Suddenly, Lin Zichen is surprised as his danger perception attribute activates, allowing him to see the students' power levels. He assesses that the strongest 2, Lai Mo Yu and Mo YY, are both at ordinary tier 5, while the other top 10 members of the genius class are at least ordinary tier 4. After the initial clash, the ordinary students cheer, having defeated several members of the genius class, who now lie on the floor. One student shouts that the genius class wasn't so tough after all. Fueled by their success, the remaining ordinary students charge forward, shouting at the genius class members still in the stands to come down and fight. In response, a very large and muscular student with white hair leaps down. He lands powerfully on the stage, arrogantly telling the mob to come at him so he can make them understand how weak they are. The ordinary students don't hesitate and charge at him as a group, shouting that with their numbers, they can overwhelm him if they each land 1 punch. However, the muscular student meets their charge with a single, powerful sweeping kick. The attack sends a wave of students flying backward, in shock, knocking them all out as they crash onto the floor. The muscular student remarks that ants will always be ants, and no matter how many, they can't harm an elephant. The remaining ordinary students are stunned. They turn to Lin Zichen, exclaiming that their opponent is too arrogant for calling them ants and urging Lin Zichen to defeat him. Hearing this, Lin Zichen calmly walks towards the stage, stating that since things have come to this, he will accept. He steps onto the stage with his hands in his pockets, looking unfazed. His opponent lands powerfully in front of him, cracking the ground, and expresses excitement, stating he has been waiting to fight the top physical test score from Nanzhong province. The student introduces himself with great enthusiasm as Lu Kaijai, the top scorer from Yunxin province. He proudly lists his own impressive stats: a 5.69 second 100-meter dash, a 4.52-meter vertical jump, and a one-handed lift of 1,150 kilograms. He then smugly asks Lin Zichen to announce his own physical test data. Lin Zichen calmly tells his opponent, Lu Kaijai, there's no need to report his stats, saying he will feel it soon enough. Before Lu Kaijai can react, Lin Zichen unleashes a single, fast kick that sends the muscular student flying across the stage. Luke Haijai crashes to the ground, defeated instantly. In the background, the ordinary class students erupt in cheers for his victory. On the viewing balcony, the faculty members are stunned. They expected a strategic fight, but instead witnessed a victory of sheer overwhelming power. They wonder about Lin Zichen's true strength, noting that despite his gentle appearance, he is ruthless. Before the cheers fade, another challenger leaps onto the stage. He introduces himself as Liu Yongjian, the top scorer from Dajong province, and lists his accomplishments. His speech is cut short when Lin Zichen meets him with a powerful knee to the face, ending the match instantly. Standing over his opponent, Lin Zichen looks at the remaining genius class students, declaring this victory shows the ordinary class has its own geniuses too. Is Limo Yu and Ma Weiwei to get on stage before the new king title is taken by an ordinary student? In response, a girl with cat-like ears lands on the stage. The genius class students recognize her and cheer for Miss Weiwei to defeat him. From the crowd, he, Yu, and the ordinary class students shout their support for Lin Zichen, telling him not to hold back just because she's pretty. As he faces his new opponent, Lin Zichen thinks this is a good opportunity to observe a gene fuser up close. The fight begins as Ma Weiwei charges Lin Zichen with blinding speed. She follows up with a powerful high kick, but Lin Zichen effortlessly dodges by leaning back. He wonders if her agility is from her Shadow Cat gene fusion. Ma Weiwei is shocked he dodged her attack so easily. Realizing the massive gap in their abilities, she knows continuing the attack is meaningless. She gracefully leaps backward, putting distance between them. She looks at him with determination and requests half a minute, explaining she needs time to fully activate the Shadow Cat genes within her before they can truly compete. Lin Zichen, unfazed, calmly agrees, telling her to take her time. He thinks this is a rare opportunity to witness gene activation firsthand. As she prepares, Ma Weiwei undergoes a dramatic transformation. Crouching on all fours, a long furry tail sprouts from her back and her fingernails elongate into sharp claws as a powerful aura envelops her. Watching from the stands, the faculty is impressed. One comments to Ma Zhenhe on his daughter's incredible gene integration, praising her immense talent. Ma Zhenhe proudly agrees, stating her talent surpasses even the top scores from other provinces. However, his expression shifts to concern. He worries that since her fusion was recent, pushing her body this far could cause a backlash. He sighs, noting she is just as headstrong as ever. With her transformation complete, Ma Weiwei lunges at Lin Zichen, shouting he is too arrogant for waiting. She declares he will pay the price and attacks with newfound ferocity. She throws a powerful kick, which Lin Zichen narrowly dodges. As he evades, he analyzes her new power, noting it jumped from mid-ordinary tier 5 to nearly ordinary tier 6. Ma Weiwei is shocked that even with enhanced power she still can't land a hit. She unleashes a furious barrage of claw strikes and kicks, but Lin Zichen effortlessly dodges every attack with fluid movements. After observing her, Lin Zichen's expression turns serious. Surrounded by a blue aura, he thinks he has gathered enough data on Shadowcat gene fusers. Deciding not to waste more time, he prepares to counterattack. As she lunges again, Lin Zichen meets her with a single devastating punch to the face. The force is immense, sending Ma Weiwei flying backward. She crashes hard into the pile of defeated students, knocked out cold. The other students gather around her, remarking in disbelief how her beautiful face is now a S. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Amazing Apai. Subscribing makes sure you do not miss the next video, and it gives me motivation to keep improving the quality of every upload. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one.